Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have another English video. Thank you very much for all of you guys that follow my channel. Not many people. Again, this is not like a commercial channel. I don't try to sell things or make profits with this, but I'm really happy that recently I got some subscriptions of people that I don't know. Which means usually the subscribers are personal friends, people that I know before, but I have got some people that are not like people that I know personally, and I have them subscribe to my channel, and I see that these people, they are probably like not Portuguese speakers, or so suppose they are English speakers. So thank you very much. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate that. And I hope that I can do more videos in English. Most of them I do in Portuguese, which is my first language. English is my second language. I'm not very comfortable with. But I appreciate your subscription. And I appreciate that a bit of what I am teaching here is being very useful for people. I receive some comments sometimes, and it makes me very happy. Thank you very much for your presence here. So today, this video, I did some videos before in Portuguese. I'm gonna put here the card for my previous video, where I show what I did on this bicycle and the assembly, this assembly here. The video is in Portuguese, but I try to make the images very clear to show what I put here, why I put this handlebar so high. The thing is that I purchased this bicycle and I was fooled. I mean, not that someone tried to fool me, no, not this. But I was fooled when I purchased this bicycle, because the person that sold me this bicycle put in the ad that this bicycle was a 22.5 inches, the frame size. And how do we usually measure the frame size? We measure from the center of the axle of the crank set, and this is the mistake, to the top of the seat tube. So if I take my metrical tape, my tape, and measuring tape, and I measure it here, I will see that, yeah, indeed, I have like a 22.5 inches, which is almost the same size of my previous bicycle. My previous bicycle was 23. There are some videos in the channel that I show that bicycle, a red one, Super Cycle Grand Sport. So I thought, okay, these bicycles, they are supposed to be pretty much the same size. And when I purchased this bicycle, it was not rideable. So I could not ride it to feel, okay, it's too low, it's too... No, I just saw the bicycle, it was in kind of good shape, and I purchased. But then, when I came home, I noticed, after I started using it, I noticed that it seemed to be small. And indeed it was small, because when I put the handlebar, the maximum that I could, it was still too small. Not good for my back, like not very comfortable when I rode. So then I understood that I was fooled. Not that the person fooled me, but I was fooled because this measurement to the seat tube, to the top of the seat tube, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. What is really important is that you take the measurement from the center of the crankset, the axle, to this intersection between the top tube and the seat tube, which in this case is something like a 20 inches, not 22.5. And why? Because from this tube here, because it's parallel to the ground, it's what's going to determine how high your handlebar is going to be. So imagine if this was actually a 22.5 inches frame, this tube, instead of being here, it would be here. And then this point would be actually here, and I would not have to increase this much of my handlebar just as much, and that would be perfectly doable with the regular stem. So my first hint for you in this video today is, when you go buy a bicycle and you have in mind what should be the size of this bicycle for you, think about center to intersection, the distance between the center down there to the intersection here, not to the top tube, because this top tube, it doesn't matter if it's here, if it's here, if it's here, it doesn't mean anything. If you look at this picture I'm going to show you, this is my old bicycle, my old speed bicycle, and that bicycle, you're going to notice in this picture that there, and those vintage models, the seat tube was cut just above the top tube. Look at this. You see? So that's what happens. Probably for some reason, I don't know what reason, in a certain moment, people started to put this tube a bit higher, and they start to measure the distance until the top, but it doesn't mean anything. So think about that when you're gonna buy a bicycle, if you cannot ride it, but think about that when you measure. Obviously it makes no sense, these measurements, if for example this the top tube is not parallel to the ground. Some bicycles have it like a bit with an inclination, then in that case it doesn't make much difference. You have to take other references, but if you're talking about a bicycle that has the top tube parallel to the ground, think about it. Center to intersection, not center to top. Okay, this is my first hint for this video. Second hint is about handlebars. Stay with me, I'm gonna show it. Okay, my second hint though is about handlebar, and specifically for this kind of bar that some people call it drop bar, the bars that we have in these bicycles, speed bicycles. I've heard people saying that this is like a multi-position handlebars, which means that you can ride your bicycle holding this handlebar in multiple positions. It is, yes, indeed it is, but there is a difference between multiple positions and multiple safe positions. Okay, in my case, I installed this brakes, inline brakes here, to make it safer when I am on top. I know that some of the vintage handlebars, they have those auxiliary brakes that come, they are mechanically linked to these levers, and people call sometimes auxiliary suicide because it's not as efficient as these ones here. In this case here, these are inline, these ones are very good. So what I say is, indeed, I could have multiple positions, and even though this bicycle is brakeless, I took it in front of my street, in front of my place. It's like that end street with a little slope, so I could like ride on the slope slowly to feel the positions. So this position here is pretty good. This position here, okay, when you put your weight and your hands here. This position here, when you are in speed, not good. Very difficult access to the brakes. Imagine you are on speed and you need to brake, and the brakes are not in good position. Sometimes maybe there are some different shapes of brakes. I don't know. It's not my case here. So what I have to say is, don't be fooled. If this is what they call multiple position, you are not going to have multiple safe positions. In my case, I'm going to bring these levers down back to this limit here. So when I have my hands down here in speed, it doesn't happen all the time, these brakes will be more accessible. And this will be my secondary position because I have brakes here, and that's it. So this is my second hint, very simple one. Do you have multiple positions here? Yes. Are all of them safe? No. Don't be fooled. Think about this, and when you have a bicycle like this and you want to know what position like most, do this. Go around in a dead end street with a slope, uphill, not downhill, and walk and change the positions of the brakes. Try to understand what of those positions will be good for you. Then you lock it. Okay, so these are the positions, and then you put your cables, your housings, your brakes, because otherwise you may like do the whole job and realize, oops, this is not a good position, and you have to undo everything. So very simple hint. I hope this adds something to this video. I hope this video adds something in knowledge for you. And one more time, thanks for staying till here. See you around. Bye bye.